Hi, Ifeanyi. Okay. All right. Let's see. Manuel Timothy, thank you. Ekene from Delta. Shout out to you, Ekene. Okay, Isaac from Lagos. Okay. I love that. Miracle. Okay, Kabirun. Chibuzo Justina. Wow, Samuel from Kwara. Woohoo! Love it. So I'm hearing Delta, I'm seeing Kwara, I'm seeing Lagos. I was born and I grew up in Lagos. So yes, I'm a Lagos girl. I'm a Lagos girl. That's cool. Nice. Thank you. Fantastic. Let me tell you something that I need. Diola. Hi, Diola. Emmanuel. Is it Emmanuel Chibuzo or Diola? Not sure what's going on there, but it's fine. Right. Okay. So I'm going to share from the beginning, and then you just tell me what you are seeing, and that would work for me. Okay. So let me tell you why I've asked you to do that. A lot of people, when you get onto calls like this, you are quiet. What do you see on my screen? Awesome. What's on my screen?
Confidence and clarity, 001.
Thank you. Expressing your ideas with clarity and confidence. Okay, so let's hit the ground rolling. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes people already hear what you are saying without you opening your mouth. And so for me, the first thing that I then noticed is I asked you all to please share with me where you're from, and it took us a little while for us to jump onto the wagon. I'm not asking us to be arrogant here, but I'm asking us to be proactive here. I'm asking each person, when you are asked to do something, especially in a business, in your organization, raise your hand. Raise your hand. That's the first thing I'm going to say. Raise your hand. Okay. That's a by the way. And we're going to talk a bit more about this. What are my goals for today? My workshop goals. I want us to talk about how to make our speech and our presentations wow. Okay? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how to connect with our audience. We are going to talk about how to make your speech easy to remember. Because sometimes I don't care what you know, the way that you have brought it across to me just takes it away. Doesn't help me to want to hear what you have to say. So we're going to talk about how to make your speech easy to remember. And then my big thing, we're going to talk about being confident. Is that okay? Anybody excited about that? Give me a thumbs up if that's what you'd like. And then I'm going to ask you what you would like to learn today. So talk to me. Is that working for you? Yeah? Thank you, Chibuzo. Thank you. Thank you. Are you all good with that? Thank you. All right. It's still Emmanuel Chibuzo on 2 places, but that's fine. Okay. Fantastic. Thank you. So, thank you. Thank you, Temitope and Unwa Eribo. Okay? Fantastic. Thank you. Okay. So we're going to jump into it. And before we do, I'm trying to check okay, cool. So I want to check in with you all. Any bold person here, I want to check in with you. What do you do? So it's how are you today? I'd like to ask that. Give me a word telling me how you are today and what you do. Any bold person. If you're not bold, that's fine. You will be at the end of today. But 2 things I want. First thing, how you are and what you do. Anybody wants to unmute and talk to me, or you want to put in, thank you, Jane. Go for it, Jane.
Hi, good morning. My name is Jane. I'm calling from Lagos. I'm a solar engineer and I work in Lagos as well.
Fantastic. Thank you,
I am
Jane.
good.
Thank you, Jane. Anybody else would like to go? Okay,
All right.
go for
Good
it.
morning, everyone.
Morning.
My name is Isaac.
Hi,
I'm an
Isaac.
accountant. Yes, thank you, ma'am. I'm an accountant and I'm doing well. Thank you.
I like that. Thank you. Well done, Isaac. Jane and Isaac have distinguished themselves. Can I give it up for two more people? And then the rest of you can do a chat, put it in your chat where you're calling from and what you do. Okay. Go. I'm listening. Okay.
Good morning.
Morning, Emmanuel. Finally, Emmanuel Chibuzo. Okay.
This is
Talk
not
to me.
Emmanuel Chibuzo.
Who is this?
This is Shola. Shola from Lagos.
Okay, sorry,
Shola?
Bolande, before you proceed, I think because it took a while for everybody to get the Zoom link, Emmanuel shared the Zoom link on the group, so everybody joined using his link. But what you should have done was to change the name there. So you see Emmanuel Chibuzo when you want to join the link, just click on it and change it to your name before you join. Sorry for the mix-up.
That's fine. Okay. All right, go for it. I see Samuel is here. He's graduate waiting for his call-up letter, NYSC. All right. Shola, please go for it. Thank you.
Okay, so my name is Shola and I'm from Lagos, and I'm self-employed in the fashion industry.
You're self-employed in what industry?
Fashion industry.
Fashion industry. All right, fantastic. Nice to meet you, Shola. Thank you.
Thank you.
Diola, go for it.
Good morning. My name is Adiola. I'm a client service representative. I'm in.
You're a client service representative? Yes. Please carry
Yes,
on.
I'm
Okay.
done.
Thank you. Are you calling in from Lagos?
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Wire Patience.
Hi, good morning. My name is Patience. I'm calling in from Lagos, Nigeria, and I am a customer care representative, and I am fine, by the way. Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome. Adiza, the sound at the entry is a bit distracting. If we can mute people's sound when they want to come in, that would be helpful. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Thank you, everybody who has said something. I've had one or two men. Thank you. Thank you for saying so. Hi, Timothy. He's an electrical engineer and a solar inverter installer. Okay. Samuel Arise is a content writer. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for doing this. Okay. Remember, I said to you that today is going to be a lot of very, very interactive. And I like to be interactive so that we're working together. You see, we are thinking together. Can I tell you something? The people who are experts in their field can learn more. I'm a lifelong learner. I'm almost done with my PhD studies. I'm a lifelong learner. And it's very important that we keep learning. Did you know that if you stop learning, you start dying? So together we're going to learn. And I've got a saying. This saying of mine goes thus: the knowledge is in the room. You got that? The knowledge that you and I need for our next level or for this level is in the room. So I want you to really be active. I want you to be fully engaged. I want you to be here. I have a last question before I go on to my next thing. Everybody must do this. What would you like to learn today? When you saw the topic, what came to you? What would you like to know today? And I'd like those who haven't said anything to unmute and say something, or we all type into the group chat. Because it's important. It's your Saturday morning. Why are you here? Why are you here? What would you like to take away? What would make this 1 hour, this 2 hours useful for your growth and development as a human? Let's go. Let's go. You can see I'm a facilitator. I've got teaching in me. I do all of that day and night, and I want to make sure that we're all together. What's the point of being here? Why are you here? What would you like to take away? Let's go. I was told that you all don't talk a lot, and I thought, did I hear that? No. I know that you do, so let's go for it. Yes.
Okay, good morning. I hope you
Morning.
can hear me.
Yes, I can.
Okay, my name is Abraham.
Hi, Abraham.
Yeah, how you doing? Thank you
I'm
for this
great, thank you.
thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for this this platform to be able to learn how to express ourselves. Hi, I'm an engineer,
Yeah.
but presently I work as a procurement associate in the supply chain management of a distribution company. So, and I'm trying to I'm someone, I would say I'm an introvert. Yeah.
Okay.
I do all the talking on my head. Like if I want to have a conversation with someone, I do all the talking in my head. And
Okay.
then when I'm trying to explain to the other person, I will don't you get, like, I've had this conversation, don't you get, like, if you'll be able to understand me, but so I find it difficult to actually express myself clearly, succinctly, like, in a very clear manner to the other person.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know how I can go past that hurdle. And secondly, I don't know how you could help me. I have an interview. I have a PhD interview this coming Thursday. I don't know if I can learn anything from here that would help me, express my ideas on Thursday. So, and I know
Fantastic.
that this platform it's a one step ahead for me to learn. Thank you
Fantastic.
so much.
Thank you, Abraham. For an introvert, I think that you were verbose enough. So well done. Well done for that. Well done. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about how to present ourselves. Well done. Okay. Can I give one more person an opportunity? Let's go. Come, guys.
Yeah,
Justina
good
says, I want to be able to express myself confidently. Okay.
My
Not to
name
be
is Tolu.
intimidated.
Are you with me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Tolu Lokwe, go for it.
All right. My name is Tolu Lokwe, and I'm joining this class from Lagos, and I'm a business person. All right. So personally, for me, I joined we are starting a project now, and the truth is, like the other speaker spoke, I'm an introverted person, true too. So we are trying to start a podcast, and I'm supposed to like take a particular role in it. And the truth is, I'm really, because I'm not that outspoken person, so I'm still finding it okay, looking for a way to balance it and learn how to express myself in a well presented manner and in a confident manner because I'm passing a message. So the major reason why I'm joining this um, training is because I want to learn how to express myself in a better way and how to pass my message in a way that other people will be able to learn. So that's the major reason I'm joining this training.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, Tope. Thank you, Tolu Lokwe, rather. Thank you. All right. I'm delighted that many of us are talking about the fact that we are introverted or we're not too extroverted. And I already think that in your mind, you are thinking that confidence might be more of a personality thing. It could be true. So we're getting on to today's workshop. Yes, it's true. Many people start off in life and they're super confident because their personality is that they're extroverted. quite a number of people who are introverted, who's thinking their head a lot, like Abraham, or who say, I'm very quiet now, I'm scared and I'm worried, like Tolulope, will say, I don't think that I can do this. So I'm glad that we're bringing ourselves to the table and we're thinking, I can't do this. I'm not sure about this. Or how do I do this? Well done, first of all, for even being aware. Did you know my first slide was saying self-awareness is critical for positioning? A lot of people are not self-aware. They're not aware of their strengths and they're not aware of their weaknesses. They're not conscious of how they come across to people. And because of that, they rub off differently. In fact, I dare say that sometimes people come into a room and what they're exuding, they're not even conscious that that's what they're exuding. Did you know that many people, sometimes your expressions give you away, speak louder than what you want to say? You've heard this thing before that you already make your first impressions within the first 10, 30 seconds of meeting a person. I want you to take that in. It means that sometimes before, and in fact, there are people before you show up, what people already say about you has gone ahead of you and is already speaking for or against you. Okay? So I want you to be very conscious of the fact that what we're doing today is critical, and it's not just for work. It's not just for the workplace. Did you know that even with children, children can sense when you say, come here, and come here. Children sometimes know when, when you're serious about a thing and they obey you, and when you're not serious about it, they're like, we're just joking here. The same thing. When you enter into a place, many times people already are making judgments about you before you get there. So I just want you to note that. But I want you all to get me a sheet of paper, your phone, whatever it is that you have, and I want you to do this exercise with me. I want you, in your own words, to describe 3 of your strengths. 3 things that you're strong in. So I'm very adventurous, I'm highly passionate, and I'm very versatile. Okay? I'm a very confident person. But I found spaces that I wasn't confident. So we're going to talk about those things. But those are 3 strengths that I have. Very versatile, highly passionate, very adventurous. I love to read and I love to know. I want you to write in your own note, make a note for yourself. Some people call it brag list, but that's not what we're even talking about now. Describe 3 of your strengths. Once you're done, give me a thumbs up. Let's go. I'm going to give you a minute to do this. Just a minute. And please do what I ask you to do, because I think it will help us greatly. Okay, 3 minutes. Let's go. Describe 3 of your strengths. Once I have 5 people give me a thumbs up, then I know that we can carry on. Are you working? Okay. Abubakar has given me a thumbs up. Only Abubakar. Okay. Okay. Somebody who is still named Emmanuel Chibuzo has given me a thumbs up. I need 5 people. Okay. I have only 2 people. Let's go, guys. Okay. 4 people. Fantastic. Can I have 1 more person? And then I know that we've all done it. Do I have any bold person here who wants to probably unmute themselves? Thank you, Pelumi, Emmanuel. Okay, well, I won't say Emmanuel because they're different people. Yeah, has Adiola gone before? Okay, Adiola, can I give somebody else just a quick one? Thank you. Okay, Adiola, go for it. Let's go. And then I like to turn it around. I want to make sure I have as many people as possible interacting with me. Let's go, Adiola. Share with us your 3 strengths. Right then.
Okay, good morning once again. 3 of my strengths. I have empathy and I observe a lot. I am also an active listener and I am a deep thinker. I don't know if I can put it like that. I think deeply.
Love it. That's a beautiful one. Thank you, Diola. Thank you.
Thank
All right.
you.
Anyone else? Thank you. Anyone else?
Yeah. Shola here. So I am a team player.
Okay.
I'm a team player and an active listener.
Okay.
But my passion depends on my mental state and my mental state and my well-being. That's when sometimes I can be passionate about something, and if I am not mentally stable in other times, I will just be dispassionate.
Okay.
And yeah.
All right. Thank you. Abubakar and Karimat. Let's have ladies first. Karimat, go for it. Karimat, you can unmute.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, Karimat.
Hi, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Hi, good morning. My name is Karimat. Yeah, my name is Karimat, and I'm very excited to be here. Thank you for this opportunity. So, 3 of my strengths would be I'd say I am very empathetic. I am a critical thinker, and I'm very observant.
Fantastic. Love it. Thank you. Abubakar?
Hello. Good morning.
Hi. Morning, Abubakar.
My name is Abubakar. I live from Maiduguri.
Hey.
My strengths are I'm empathetic, dedicated, and team player. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thank you. By the way, I love the North. I served in Bauchi State, and once I hear anybody from that side of my world, I'm very excited. Anyway, many years ago, many years, but I loved it. So nice to talk with you, Abubakar. All right, somebody else's hand is up. Let's go. Go for it. Tolani. Go for it, Tolani.
My name is Omotolani.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my strength, I am very resilient. Resilience is one of the strengths I know I have, and adaptable. I have adaptability, and I very creative and innovative. That's a thing, you know. I have strong organizational skills. So that thing.
Fantastic. Thanks, Tolani. Joseph, we'll have Joseph as the Prince Joseph. Okay, please go for it. You'll be our last speaker. Tell me your name. Pronounce it for me. Let's hear that.
Well, my name is Joseph Diejomao Prince Samuel. Okay, Joseph Prince for short. All right.
Okay.
All right. Just Joseph Prince is fine.
That's fine.
Yeah. My strength, I like to see myself as someone confident.
Okay.
And eyes for detail. I'm very detailed. And then pay attention to. I'm a listener. That's relating to my detailness. When someone speaks, I like to pay good attention and listen and to pick words. And but there's an area I really want to work on. I don't even know if I should, but it come across from feedbacks that I've received over time.
Yeah.
At first, like when you were speaking, you said something that you have a limited time to make an impression.
Yes.
Now, when I walk into a room,
yes.
You see, I get this feeling, or from feedback actually over time. You see somebody say, "Oh, I don't know that you are actually this nice. I didn't know that you are actually this playful." I get this. I think I pass a message more like someone who very strict, very non-open to communication, and that's
Okay. Okay.
after a few while with interacting with a certain person, and then I always get this feedback like, "Wow, the first time I saw you, I was no, don't talk to this person."
Okay.
So I don't know if it's a good feedback or it's actually a negative one. So
okay, let's throw it to the house. What do you all think? Is it good feedback or negative? What do you think?
It's a good feedback.
Joseph, what do you think?
It's a good feedback.
Okay.
It's also good. It's also good not to be known from initial point. It's also good for you not to be known, or not to be. I mean, it's good that you are not. Somebody cannot tell who you are from the initial time they are meeting you.
Okay.
So it's a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Somebody
that you won't be
says
taking, so that they will not take advantage of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's somebody's opinion. Thank you for sharing that. I saw another hand up. Yes.
Okay, for me, I would say it's not good because maybe you look intimidating, and maybe that's why people are scared to approach you, which is not a good thing. So you should be someone that, may looking at you, are a likable person from afar, and people will want to approach you. That is a good thing. So you being from afar, and I'm like, oh no, this guy, I'm so scared of him. It's not really nice like that. So maybe try putting on a smile sometimes and be free will help as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Goodness. Okay, so that's Goodness's opinion. So you see, I'd love to make sure I've got 49 people on this call. I want to make sure many people are in. Okay, let's have Tolani, and then I'll tell you what I think, and then we'll go right on with the program. Let's go, Tolani.
So I belong to the school of thought that says that first impression matters most, and then sometimes you might never get the opportunity to correct an impression. So whatever your personality is, I believe you should be accessible from the get-go. Somebody should see you as somebody that is accessible. Accessible to be taken for granted, or to be taken for your accessible. You never can tell the opportunity that is around the corner. Thank you.
Right. Okay. All right, thank you, everybody. That was fun, hey? That's interesting. I like what you raised, and then I'm gonna pack it until we get to the end, and then we'll see if there's any extra that I would like to add to that. So I'm not even going to give you my opinion about that, but I know something, that when you smile at people, it results usually in a smile back, usually. And when you have a firm handshake, it says something about confidence. Those are the only two gestures I'm going to talk about. I think that both sides have both good and bad. If you're extremely playful, there are rooms that you get into and you will not be considered, I don't want to use the word important, but your opinion might not, serious could be the word. And in some rooms, you can get in and you are so inaccessible. People are not able to come through to you, that you would actually lose goodwill. So I think for me, either ways, it's being true to yourself and it's being respectful towards the next person. Some people are snobbish. Being snobbish is disrespectful. It is. So the question I will ask you is, when you walk into a room, what would you want? You know, there's a golden rule that says, do unto others as you want them to do to you. You got that? So for me, it's about what message are you trying to pass across? So a very simple thing is what I think Goodness said. You enter into a room, a smile, and that's it. Some people are not rude, they're not snobbish, but their demeanor looks like they're rude and they're snobbish. They can break that with just a smile. One smile, done. So let's go on. So thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that what you brought to the table. Thank you for that. Okay. So has everybody put down what they think their own strengths are? Because each person, you've got to ask yourself, when I walk into a room, what message am I passing across? When I write an email, what message am I passing across? When I do a presentation, what message am I passing across? Those are the things that I actually want you to think about today. We're going to build your confidence muscles, and just 3 of them. We want to talk about how you show up. I want you to say how you speak so others listen. And I'm going to also talk about competence and character. Okay, so let's talk about growing your competence and character. Ladies and gentlemen, there are things that people say, such as, I know you've heard things like African time. Can I tell you this morning, my family and I traveling somewhere, so we needed to sort out the tickets. So this morning I had to drive to the airport, and then my friend and I went to sort that out, and I said to her, I've got a training it's 11 o'clock my time. And she goes, okay, so we planned the time. How are we going to make sure? We were on the road about 30 minutes before time. In fact, 15 minutes before time. So we decide I'm going to log in on my phone because I cannot be disrespectful and to the group by arriving late. I'm giving you a life example. And so we walk in together into the office because I needed to come into the office to do some work. So we walk into the office together. We start quickly plugging in, so that before it's time, I'm here. Character. Simple. It's character. If I'm going to be late, I want to talk about time as we get into the issue of showing up. Because what I'm going to talk about today is not just passing your information across, it's how you show up. It's what you say, and it's how you say it. How do you show up? Can I tell you, we may not know who you are, but the moment you open your mouth or you show up in a place, we begin to sense your character. Character is who you are when nobody is watching. Character is you being a person of integrity or not, whether it's with time. People say things like, oh, but for females on their wedding days, I can be late, it's my wedding day. I recall my wedding day many years ago, many. We were there before the guest. 30 minutes before time, we had to arrive at the church because my father was a person that had a relationship of integrity with time. I want to ask you a question. When you as a business owner are going somewhere and you are running late, what should we do? When you as a business owner or an employee or a non-employee of an organization, you are going somewhere, how do you think about things as important as time? Character goes with competence. You have no rights, ladies and gentlemen, to walk into a place, into a room, without growing your competence in that area. I am not asking you to be 100% in what you want, in what you want to do. There is a statistics actually that says that men and women, for women, they want to be 100% before they say yes to an opportunity. Whereas a man goes 40, 60%, he knows it, he raises his hands and he says yes. In fact, that's part of what I was testing when I asked people questions in the beginning. I wanted to know who would answer me first. Ladies and gentlemen, it is absolutely critical that you know your onions. I'm not leaning towards perfection. Please know the difference. When we talk about communicating with clarity and with confidence, I am not asking you to be perfect. I'm asking you to be competent. Competence comes with preparation. Everybody say preparation. Competence comes with preparation. I love what they've asked us to do in Wave. They do not know me. It's my first time of engaging with Wave. But I can tell you already that I like the fact that they wanted certain things at a certain time before the day. They value all 51 of us so much that they prepared themselves so that there are no discrepancies. They got my slides before time. I'm not asking you to give your slides to people before time, but they ensured that their speaker was prepared. I'm asking you, ladies and gentlemen, if you are going to show up as a confident person, you've got to prepare. Your competence muscle must be built. So I want you to ask yourself these 4 questions. What do I need to do? Why do I need to do what I want to do? What are the best ways to do what I want to do? What are my strategic ways to do what I want to do? So, first question, what is going on? What do I need to do? Second question, why do I need to do what I want to do or what I need to do? Maybe research, prepare a pitch. So what are the whys? Number 3, what are my best practices? What is the best way? What are the best practices for this thing? And then number 4, what am I going to do? What are my strategies? How am I going to do it? There is nothing worse, ladies and gentlemen, than a person who walks into a space, and because they're verbose like me, I've been a public speaker for, I don't even know how long now, like 30 years, 27 years, I've been doing stuff like this. Don't check my age, don't worry, if you ask me, I'll tell you. But there's nothing worse than somebody who bobos. You know people who bobo? I don't know if you still use that word. You know people who just want to wing it. They just talk nonsense. People can cut through your chase. So know your onions. But that won't come from just, I know, right, Tolani? Some people just talk nonsense. They use big grammar. Can I just tell you that sometimes we don't need the big, I'm an academic also, but we actually sometimes don't need the big words. It's nice to put in your jargons, right, of your industry, but you want to be clear. We'll get to that. But listen to me, when you want to pitch an idea, you want to write something, sometimes ask yourself, if I pitch this to a 6-year-old, will the 6-year-old understand what I'm saying? If that 6-year-old can understand what you're saying, you are clear. Tip 1, am I clear? Am I competent? Have I prepared enough? And do you know that there is nothing, absolutely nothing wrong in being in a meeting and saying, oh, actually, can you give me a moment? I'll come back to you on that. If it's something that you can, don't talk nonsense. Don't bobo. Let's be clear. Okay. But now the things that you say, competence and character comes from who you are. This is why I wanted to check with you. If I ask you, what are your values as a person? So, for example, today, one of my values is, I'm not going to be late to this meeting. I've got something important that I needed to do. So I left my house early to the airport. We needed to sort out things. It was done. I came back, logged in very quickly. I cannot come and say to Wave and say, oh guys, Adisa, I'm so sorry. I'm going to be 30 minutes late. It just means that I do not respect you. So respect, integrity. Those are some of my values. What are your values? Because what you say comes from who you are. There's a saying, out of the abundance of the heart, your mouth will speak. Out of what you have on your inside is what will come out. So what are your values as a person? You want to present things with clarity, with confidence. It comes from who you are. Is integrity part of your value? Is lying? I remember one politician, I was speaking to somebody and he was saying, no, that politician lies a lot. I believed in that politician. I thought, this politician is quite, fantastic. And somebody else says, no, I know this person. They lie. What goes in front of you? What goes ahead of you? Are your values intact? Now, so I want you to write in your note, what are my values? Do you know that, ladies and gentlemen, when you walk into a room, now I'm on my feet. When you walk into a room, everything about you walks into that room. Everything. Your person. Some people call it energy. Your energy, everything about you walks into a room. If you're not a prepared person, you're running up and down. You're like, oh my God, the slides. Oh, no. You do not, you can say I'm passionate, now I'm on my feet. You do not want to be that individual. You want to walk into a room, you want your thought with clarity. Guys, if you want to say speed, don't say an agricultural expert, be clear. Do you know something? Can I tell you? Can I shock you? Some of the smartest people on earth are people who can pass across their ideas simply. Simply. Do you know? Oh, do you guys remember this guy? What's his name? Is it Honorable Patrick Obia? Oh, you guys know who I'm talking about? Oh, I don't like
Patrick
Obahiango.
Thank you. Please, apologies for calling you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, you know that man, the ambiguity, it's almost ridiculous. You are like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Yes. And then it becomes a bit of a joke. Listen, it's good to use the big words because those also elevate your speech, okay? You see, I've used the word elevate. So those things elevate your speech. You know your onions. You know what you're talking about. I like that. But not every part of your speech cannot be with huge words that nobody understands. So you've got to mix and match. You've got to make sure, ask yourself, what I'm saying, is it clear? With Honorable Patrick, I have to get a dictionary to understand what he's saying. There's no clarity there. And then the third thing on my slide is competence. I've already said touching on it. Know what you're about. For the people who want to go for things like interviews, research that organization. Find out what they do. You want to talk about education, find statistics. I will give you statistics about things. 74% of people fear public speaking. That is statistics. It elevates your conversation. But you have to be competent, meaning research. Find out more. I know. Oh, Honorable Patrick, my goodness. Yeah, grammar is great, but can I tell you, speak well. And we're going to do an exercise. I'm going to show you a video and we're going to talk about it. So let's go to my video. Are you ready? And I want to ask you, What do you see and hear? Remember, confidence is an inner work. So give me a second. I'm going to stop sharing for a second because I want to share another slide with you. I hope you are getting something already. So I'm going to share this with you. We're going to watch it together and you're going to tell me what I want you. Listen, let me tell you why I want to share this video. You're going to tell me what you are hearing and what you are seeing in this video. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we don't want to be friends with individuals or people who put others down or who blame others. I'm reading this from a book, Confidence 2.0. Or who blame others or who stridently believe they are better than they actually are. I'm not talking today about being prideful. I'm talking about confidence. There's a difference between confidence and arrogance. Let's watch this and then we will talk about this. Is this working for you? Okay, let's go. Can you see my screen? Come on.
Yes.
It went off. Just give me half a second. Thank you. I love this woman, by the way, Chimamanda. Second. Give me a second. You know these things, they happen, eh? All right. Let's go.
Chimamanda, it's been more than 10 years since your last novel. Congratulations on Dream Count.
Thank you.
Where have you been?
I've been hiding in a cave. No, I couldn't write for a while, and then I started writing again.
What was it, do you think? What was the block?
This is what I tell myself to feel better. That sometimes when you want to create, you don't, and that maybe this is a good thing because maybe it shouldn't be easy. Right? Maybe creativity should come with difficulties to somehow make it deeper. This is all to cheer myself up. But I can tell you that when I could not write, it was terrifying. I thought, what if I never write again?
And at the same time, in this period, you become a mother. That does something to you, of course, as well.
It does, it does. Actually, my block, and I don't like to use that expression because I'm too superstitious,
okay.
Happened when I became pregnant. Something just changed. And I'm not sure that it was just entirely physiological, but something changed. I think we should talk more openly, more honestly about what motherhood is, how wonderful and glorious it is, but also that it comes with a lot for a woman. It asks a lot of a woman. I have always longed to be known, truly known by another human being. Sometimes we live for years with yearnings that we cannot name, until a crack appears in the sky and widens and reveals us to ourselves, as the pandemic did, because it was during lockdown that I began to sift through my life and give names to things long unnamed. I vowed at first to make the most of this collective sequestering. If I had no choice but to stay indoors, then I would oil my thinning edges every day, drink 8 tall glasses of water, jog on the treadmill, sleep long, luxurious hours, and pat rich serums on my skin. I would write new travel pieces from old unused notes, and if lockdown lasted long enough, I might finally have the heft I needed for a book.
Dream Count tells a story of 4 women's lives interconnected, and you go into great detail about their stories, but it's also very visceral at times about women's health. Why did you make that choice? What are you doing there?
Well, I'm telling a story, but I think a number of things. I've always felt that when one writes fiction, realistic fiction as I do, that there is a kind of, there's a responsibility to honesty, to what I call a kind of radical honesty. Like we have to tell the truth. But also, particularly about women's bodies, I just think that it's important. And it's interesting how little of literature is about women and women's bodies, women's sort of physicality. I think the greatest gift that I've had as a person in the world is to be a mother. But I also think it's important that literature, engage with it in a way that's visceral and true and possibly uncomfortable.
You are now also the mother of sons, as we've said.
I am indeed.
How are you going to avoid that cage of masculinity that you talked about?
Well, I'm determined to raise good men. I kind of just thinking of women's bodies. I think in general, we could argue that little girls now have women in public life that they can look up to. Women who, in my opinion, are kind of wholesome role models. And so little girls can say, I want to be like that. I don't really think boys have that. What it means is then that this space is occupied by just sort of noxious characters and ideas. And I wish that the good men would stand up. I really do believe that in the way that we make culture, culture doesn't make us, we can actually remake a masculinity that is compatible with equality. It can be done.
I read in an interview
Okay, let's talk about that clip that I shared with you. How does Chimamanda and the other, let's just talk about it. And I want people who haven't said much to please say something, and then we'll get back to the slides. Yes, go for it. Yes. Anybody speaking? It's a group exercise. Let's go.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
My name is NK, and I'm joining this meeting from Lagos.
Hi, NK.
Yes. So, I think you want us to say our observation, right? Anything.
Yes, and I
I
want
can-
it to be quick. We don't. Yeah. What did you
Okay,
think?
so
See.
I saw confidence from a woman who has competence, just like what you talked about. She was so confident of herself. You could see it on her face, and the way her charisma is something else. So the confidence is what really got my attention. She's so confident about what she's saying, and you could tell that she knows exactly what she's saying, and she's as clear as she can be. So you can understand. She tries to make her words very simple so that you can understand what she's saying and where she's getting at.
Thank you, NK. Thank you. Joseph, I see your hand up. Thank you, NK. I want people who haven't said a word. Goodness, I see you up. I know who is there already. Let's go. Who hasn't said anything today? Let's go. Please speak up. And I'm happy to wait. I'm very happy to wait. Justina, Jane, let's go. Pelumi, Onome, let's go. Ayomide Tijani, Adolisa, Taiwo, let's go. Come. Taiwo Arowolo, that sounds like my cousin, but anyway, let's go. Please go for it, Jane.
Okay, so I didn't really hear much of what she said because the video was low and it was cracking. However, from her demeanor or from her posture, I noticed that she was confident, and basically, Chimamanda is a very popular figure. She speaks from a place of competence and a lot of wisdom beyond her years. And one thing I love about her over the years is her frankness and her honesty about topics that people shy away from. So she doesn't just come and just say things. She has either experienced it or she has noticed it in normal day-to-day lives, and she's frank and honest about it. She's really open, and I think it's something that I have always wanted to emulate, or other thing people could emulate, the frankness and honesty about topics and about things that people tend to shy away from. So I love her boldness and her courage in speaking out and speaking out things for things.
Thank you. So Jane is talking about Chimamanda's reputation that has gone ahead of her. Okay, thank you. And then for this particular video, and I want it in 30 seconds each. Let's go, Joseph. Let's go, Goodness. Let's go quickly.
Okay. Chimamanda, a good writer. We know her work and how well she has been doing, and she's good with English language. Her command of English language is superb. Now, in this interview, one thing I see is the beauty of her work, and also some part of humility, humbling aspect of the story. In the story, she is trying to relate a breakthrough or something that actually altered her confidence, her way of life. So what she thought she had it all covered, and now an experience that shaped her life, which was, I think, pregnancy and the journey through it. Now, that expression, the humility and the choice of words, and how she was able to pass that message across, really, it's for me.
Thank you. Goodness.
Good morning. So Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie have been someone I have been following up for quite some time now. She's very outspoken. She has placed a lot of value upon herself, and her confidence is top-notch. Her English, very clear. You can understand. A 6-year-old can also understand what she's trying to say and still pick some points, though that there might be some grammar there, but at least you can still understand what she's trying to say. So she's actually talking about her daily life, what she has been through, and how she has been able to pass that message across into her book so people can understand, read, and learn from it. And she was talking about the society currently, young girls being able to see people who they can look up to currently. So that is what I understand.
All right. Thank you, Goodness. I'm going to make a comment after this. Thank you, Goodness. Tolani, quickly.
Okay, so from this video and from the conversation that was shown, I acknowledge the vulnerability in Chimamanda. There's a point in her life where she practically went, like she said, she was in the cave or something, she tried to make humor out of it, it was a very particular and a very important part of her life. And the vulnerability in how she shared, how she overcame it, she didn't hide anything. She was real. She was so real, and she communicated every detail in such a short moment that the interviewer needed to know. And the fact that she acknowledged the fact that boys do not really have people they look up to. So that addresses the fact that we do a lot about the girl child. It's time to pay attention to the boy child. Thank you.
Thank you, Tolani. And thank you to everybody who has said something here. Thank you. I value all your contributions. And there's something that I wanted, and thank you, Emmanuel, maybe it's one of the manuals, who says on the group chat, and this is more what I'm looking at, her smile, her eye contact, her body posture while speaking with her listener, her ability to pass a message straight to the point was top-notch. And that's actually a major thing that I wanted to touch on. And she maintained eye contact. Ladies and gentlemen, I am a Nigerian. So what I'm about to say is not derogatory towards us, but I want to say to you that as we continue to work and we want to play on the global space, I want us to start practicing going straight to the point. Are you listening? I remember as a young professional myself, and they'll ask me something in the boardroom, And because I'm thinking as I'm talking, I would be very long-winded. You know what I've noticed about people who have executive presence, people who are communicating with clarity at a higher level, they go straight to the point. I think that in our country, because we're Africans and we like to do a lot of embellishment and stories and all of that, we tend to be very long-winded. You know, when they ask you a question, it's almost like, then you start. If you're in the workplace, if you're trying to send an email, if you're trying to do a presentation, go straight to the point. That's something I liked about Chimamanda. Number two, have you also noticed how sometimes when people want to show that maybe they are more exposed, then they pick up an accent that is not true? Not being real now. Have you noticed that with somebody like Chimamanda, we could check other people, very authentic and true to themselves. She speaks with a Nigerian accent, but she speaks clearly. So work on your diction and be clear. You know, there are simple things that can turn people off. Things like things. It's things. It's things. It's not faith. Faith is F-A-T-E. Faith is F-A-I-T-H. You know, simple things. That's why I'm saying this is us growing. We're going to grow. We're working on our inside and we're working on how we come across. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, the way that we also speak, even when you're speaking your mother tongue, because it's not all the time that you're going to speak in English to people. You've got to know your audience. So whether you're Hausa, you are Efik, you are a Bibio, you are Yoruba, you are a Jebu, you are wherever you are from, speak with authority, but with authenticity. So people want to speak Yoruba in American accent. I don't understand it. You want to speak English, but you want to speak like an American, but you don't have that's not what makes you global. Do you know what makes you global? Is when you're authentic, but you are clear. I particularly brought Chimamanda because she goes around the world, she speaks, but she speaks in her accent with confidence. Now, I want us to remember that confidence is an inner thing. Confidence is an inner job. Many of us already here, you're saying to yourself, I'm not an introvert. I'm an introvert. I'm not an extrovert. That's not what makes you confident. Confidence is what you are saying to yourself, first of all. When you get into a room, what conversations are you having in your mind? What conversations? What are you telling yourself? Are you already counting yourself out of that conversation? For the young man going to do a PhD interview, relax. Can I tell you something? Yes, there are many people that want to do a PhD, but listen, the fact that you're already in that room, go with all that you know about yourself and be confident. Did you know that in the world, only about 1% of people have a PhD degree? So they need you. Much as you need them, they also need you. Be confident in your skin. What you don't know, you don't know. And it's okay to say, I don't know. But stay confident in your skin. Ladies and gentlemen, it is so critical that you are aware of the words that you are thinking about. When your mind is saying, you can't do it, you will not be able, you've got to swell that. And can I give you a word? Thoughts are killed, thoughts are changed, not with thoughts, but with words. So speak. That's why people practice. 74% of people in the world, many are afraid of public speaking. Did you know that more people are afraid of public speaking than dying? Can you believe it? It's true. So you can work on it. It is a muscle that you can build. Are you scared? I'm going to show you a video now. You know, I like to show you things so that we're in this thing. Please let me know if you can hear it properly. I've not yet played it, so let's play.
Okay, just get up on that podium. All right, I'm here. That was easy. Now I just need to... Oh my gosh! How many people are in the audience? 100? 1,000? Don't count. Okay, I can do this. I'm gonna focus on my notes. What did I have written down again? Hello. Okay, if this sounds like your worst nightmare, you're not alone. Actually, you're one of the estimated 70% of the population that has an intense fear of public speaking. And that's okay, because on today's Wellcast, we've got our triple P method that will get you through and get you calm during that next oral report and keep your breakfast where it belongs. You ready? Many polls list public speaking as the most commonly reported phobia among Americans. It's called glossophobia, meaning literally, fear of the tongue. A study by Texas Christian University tested 48 women and 48 men enrolled in a public speaking class and found that those who exhibited high trait anxiety had the most physical symptoms of distress when speaking.
I'm sorry. You know what? I was trying to check somebody's message and then let's go back. Apologies for that.
Okay, it has an intense fear of public speaking. And that's okay, because on today's Wellcast, we've got our triple P method that will get you through and get you calm during that next oral report and keep your breakfast where it belongs. You ready? Many polls list public speaking as the most commonly reported phobia among Americans. It's called glossophobia, meaning literally, fear of the tongue. A study by Texas Christian University tested 48 women and 48 men enrolled in a public speaking class and found that those who exhibited high trait anxiety had the most physical symptoms of distress when speaking publicly. So, what if you're the kind of person whom any bit of social acrobatics is tantamount to entering a lion's den? Hey, calm down. Okay, I'm just kidding, but seriously, calm down, all right? We've got our triple P method that'll get you through that next public speaking gig. Pause and print this Wellcast worksheet. Step 1, prepare, prepare, prepare. We said it 3 times because it's that important.
There are 2 things that go into being prepared. Number 1, knowing your subject backwards and forwards. 2, knowing exactly how you're going to present it step by step. In your Wellcast worksheet, write down the major points that you want to get across to the audience. Get the ideas out of your head and onto the paper.
In the next column to the right, start ordering these points in a logical manner. Arguing your point to the audience and winning them over is like a boxing match. First, start with some fancy footwork, a fact or an anecdote that will hook the audience in and get them to pay attention to you. Then, throw a couple of swings, supporting evidence for your argument, stats, personal stories, something that will start to convince the audience that you're taking control. And finally, the knockout, a landing blow of statements that's memorable, convincing, and sums up your speech's position. All right, step 2, posture and physicality are key. Part of keeping your anxiety at bay while giving your speech is knowing what to do with your body.
Before your speech, avoid large meals or dairy products, which will make you feel like you need to clear your throat incessantly. Bring a bottle of water on stage if you're allowed. Don't be afraid to take sips throughout your speech. It'll keep your voice natural, and it gives you a moment to pause and regain your composure if needed. Stand naturally, not too stiff or slumped. Good posture will help you breathe and speak easier, and it'll let your audience know that you're calm and in control.
Step 3, pander to your audience. The best public speakers know how to work the room. Don't be completely serious unless the occasion calls for it. Don't read entirely off the cards. Keep it natural, cadence and pace. Throw a joke or a side in. It'll draw in a laugh. If there's a silence, then turn that into a joke. Stay natural, self-effacing, and the audience will be on your side. Let's recap. You'd rather face a poisonous reptile than public speak, huh? Well, Follow the Wellcast Triple P checklist. Prepare extensively for your speech. Know your content backwards and forwards and figure out the absolute best way to present it and to win over your audience. Watch your posture and physicality. This includes everything from standing naturally to breathing from your diaphragm.
And pander to your audience. Keep them in the palm of your hand and with an easy demeanor, natural cadence, and of course, jokes.
Tweet us at WatchWellcast. Email us at watchwell.
I hope you got something for that. Prepare, everybody. You prepare. What else do you do?
Watch your posture.
Watch your posture.
And you ponder.
Pander to your audience. When people walk into a room and you're already walking in like this, sorry, please, where are we going? No, you stand right. Have you seen how Obama walks? There's a joke about how he stands. Shoulder square, and he just strides into a room with his head up. All right? Girls, your neck. You stand, even when you sit. And when you're talking and your hands are all over the show, it's also very distracting. Of course, you use your hands, but you use it in a very natural way, okay? So you stand upright and you speak about what you have to, or you sit upright and you speak about what you want to and connect with your audience. Let me tell you one trick that I use whenever I'm working with an audience. I look directly into people's eyes in different parts of the room. It makes it feel like I'm talking to that one person. That's part of the way that I do my speeches. If you're talking and your head is up in the air, or you're not looking at the person, you're like, and then be conscious of your okay? Just calm yourself down, all right? Look at one person. If somebody's asking you a question, maintain eye contact, keep a smile. When you walk into your room, I've told you about a firm handshake for the men, but even for the females, please. A firm handshake just shows you're confident. You are not arrogant. I am not asking you to be arrogant, but know your audience. If you go to K2 Mile 12 and you want to go and sell pepe, are you going to go there to K2 Mile 12 and say, ladies and gentlemen, this tomato is from my sophisticated garden, and is that what you're going? You're going to be like, Eka somehow, tomato 20 naira, 1,000 naira nima, right? You know who you're speaking to. You're not going to go and be talking big grammar there, but you're going to make sure you understand your audience. When people talk with children and you stand above them, you are not connecting. You sit at their level. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to encourage you, bold ideas. If you have a bold idea, you must be a great speaker. That's what will give us an inspiring speech. I want to encourage you, go for it, but know what you are saying. Stand right. Focus on one idea at a time. In fact, one of my coaches says to us that when you're talking, make sure like your slides are like 5. 1 is high level, then 3 will give you like a breakdown, and the last one is a conclusion. You make it succinct. So you focus on your idea. Don't start talking about K2 Mile 12 when what you're talking about is tomatoes. Prepare, have something to say. For some people, when they want to talk, they already have notes and then they write it down on small cards. But you can't talk like this. Thankful today. But no, make it points. It's like bullet points, just like when you do your slides. So you prepare, make sure you know what you want to say. For the young man who said that he works in his brains, you write it out. Write out your thoughts so that you don't assume that you've told the person what you haven't said to them. Focus. Everybody say focus, prepare, and then expect to succeed. The challenge sometimes is also that we think that we're going to fail. No, walk into a room believing that the people there want you to succeed. Your gestures are very important. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't be talking about something you say, and he was happy, and your face is like this, strong. No, match your gestures. If you share a joke, have a little smile. Okay? So your gestures are critical. They say that this is your power pose. Between here and here. This is your power position. Don't leave your hand like this. Your hands are here. This is power. Here, between your head and your tummy. That's your power conversation. So you see, I keep my hands here. I've kept my hands here because now I'm talking to you. It's not, I don't know. How does that look? It's not a power position. Use your environment. Be powerful. Take your environment. Use your hand, especially when you're doing a speech. Don't go your hands flying. It's between here and here. That's what we're talking about. Power pose. Okay? So your gestures are very important. You are going to do this for me, and I'll see if we can do this in about 30 seconds. Where you tell me your passions. Listen, if you're an introvert or even an extrovert, extroverts have the tendency to just keep talking. Introverts have the tendency of talking in their minds. So what do? You rehearse and you practice what you want to say over and over. In your email, get to the point. Hello, say what you want to say, not hello, maybe good afternoon, Mr. Whatever. Say what you want to say, clean, clear, go straight to the point. Thank you, yours faithfully, kind regards, blessings, whatever you want to say. Always focus on the thing that you want to say immediately. Remember that people's attention span is very low. And so sometimes people, it's like, what's this person saying? Get straight to the point, reverse over and over. For those who do presentations, please don't load your slides. It's usually like 6 words per slide. Get a nice picture, put it there that maybe illustrates what you want to talk about. So today I'm talking about growing your muscles. So I've had things about plants there because we are growing. This session I'm doing is like water for your plants, okay? So nice, or maybe it's just words, maybe clean and clear. It can be animated, but you see, when people start writing a whole prose on a slide, we can't see what you want to say. Now, I'm looking at your slide instead of listening to what you are telling me. Do you understand? Make it beautiful, make it bright, but make it clean and clear. Connect with your audience and relax. I promise you, try this the next time you're talking. You're talking even at a presentation. If somebody is asking you a question, you're doing an interview, the person who asked you, turn your body to that person and answer the question. Don't say, hey, actually, I don't know. You turn to that person, you say what you want to say, and then you move on. You turn to the people almost like, oh, I'm here. Like your body language also speaks. Can I tell you something? You know how many people, when you greet others, it changes the situation. Oh, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Oh, thank you for having me here. On the lift, on your way to an interview, you greet. You don't know whether the person in that lift is the person that's going to interview you. Connect with people. Connect with your audience. Speak there. Like if it's broken, they're speaking. You go and start speaking Chinua Achebe's English. Hello? You're not going to get through to them. So guys, you have a target. What is my target? Go for it. What do I want to say? That's what you say first. What is my point? What is this thing that I want to throw? I'm saying words here. Exactly. Prepare. Focus. Target. Stay on your target. If they give you an hour, it doesn't mean you should take an hour. And it doesn't mean you should take less, right? But or more. So I'm saying focus, practice, practice, practice. If you are doing slides, less is more. Less is more. So my final thoughts on this is this one. And that slide says, let's read it together, everybody. Want to go? You can speak well if your tongue can deliver the message of your heart. It's about your heart. Be clear. Active listening. Ask them, active listening is my message to you, back to me. Mirror what the person is saying. If somebody asks you a question, be clear that's what they're asking you. And clarify that you have answered them. Do you understand? Is that clear enough? That kind of thing. I almost feel like you're asking for feedback. So today, I end with this. Be authentic. Don't go over the top. Be clear. A, B, C, D. Sometimes on your slides, in the way that you come across, dress well. I'm not asking you to do Louis Vuitton. I'm saying iron that outfit. If I have one outfit, wash it and iron it. Smell good. Even if you don't have all the perfumes, use a deodorant. When you walk into a room and you are smelling, I'm sorry. Or you haven't brushed your mouth, I'm sorry. I can't hear what you're saying. So your appearance matters. Just be neat. Just be clean. Be confident. You sit on a chair, not slouching. Sit upright. When you're in an interview, sit upright. Turn to the person. Answer them. Go back. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Focus on your message. Prepare and relax. And that's it from me. Questions?
Thank you so much. Thank you. Really appreciate it. I really enjoyed this session. Thank you. I don't know, can everybody hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yes, I can.
So thank you very much. I really appreciate. I learned a lot of things. I learned how to be confident. I learned that it's what's in my heart that I actually like speak out. I'm so happy. Like I learned a lot that I would use going forward, and I know other people in this session learned a lot. I would open up the session for questions, but before then, I just want to announce that I'm going to be sending like a feedback form to the chat so that you guys should please endeavor to fill it so we can know like what other topics you want for future sessions, and also like a thank you card, so you can just fill it and say thank you to Bolande for taking out time to like be here for us. Like she did it out of the goodness of her heart. So if you could just say thank you, that would be great. So yeah, so if anybody has questions, you can now ask your questions. Please do it orderly, like raise your hands. Yeah, thank you.
My pleasure. Joseph, go for it.
Good. Okay. Okay. So thank you so much. I want to use this little window opportunity to say thank you for the power packed presentation. I really have learned a lot. I wouldn't say this few minutes have been a learning spree for me, and I say thank you. And then lastly, I want to say you have not given us your feedback on your opinion on the subject matter we discussed on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I would say is it's about what you want people to perceive of you. And perception is powerful, guys. If I already think, this person is snobbish, and I don't like snobbish people, I will not be interacting with that person. So the question I want to ask you is, how do you truly want to come across? So my opinion is, be confident in how you carry yourself, but do not be arrogant. People have confused confidence with arrogance. Confidence is you feeling good with yourself and wanting to pull up others along with you. Do you know what arrogance is? People who are arrogant actually think they are better than others. The goal is to pull others down, or they make others feel, or people feel. Can you see? Because I can't make you feel. You can decide this how you want to feel. Or people feel less than who they are beside them. That's an arrogant person. I say to my son, be careful what you say. Yes, you're a very smart young man. He's only 12, turning 13. But be careful that the words that you say raise people and do not break people. So the demeanor that you exude, ask yourself, does it make people feel less than or better than? Or do they feel good about themselves? And then finally, there are people who've got this look, and it's a snobbish look, or it's an aloof, let's use the word aloof. It's an aloof look, and that's not who they are. So what do you do if you walk into a room? before somebody even starts thinking, you are a very what's the word, snobbish person, you walk and you just give a smile and you're friendly. You give a warm handshake. Oh, how are you? Do small talk. It breaks the ice. So I'm already thinking, oh, Bolande is snobbish. But when Bolande opened her mouth to talk to me, what came out of Bolande is not snobbishness. In fact, you can go out of your way to be respectful. You get into a lift, instead of you smile, oh, hello, good morning. You just greet somebody, hello, good morning. They already think, oh, that person is nice. I feel that if you're already like an aloof person, be respectful, go out of your way if it's necessary to just break the ice. Do small talk. My question for you is simple. How do you want people to feel in your presence? That's all. You choose. That's my take. That's my take.
Thank you so much for that feedback.
Does it make sense?
A lot of sense.
All right. Any other questions, guys? If you have any questions, you can raise your hand and ask your questions. And
Hi,
please
good
fill the
afternoon.
forms and the thank you card. That's the issue.
Hi, good morning. We're still in morning. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. We can hear. I'm sorry, I can. Quick one. Somebody says to me, try not to always just say, sorry. What are you sorry about?
Sorry, ma, your voice is echoing.
I have no idea why. Can I go for it?
Okay, thank you very much for the lecture. It was very, very impactful. Everything you said actually resonated with me, because it's more like you're actually talking to me, because everything you're saying is something I actually have been doing, and it's something I really find easy doing. Thank you very much for that. Also, talking about confidence and arrogancy. Okay, for me, I feel, but you can also enlighten me more on it. But I feel the best way to know an arrogant person is not just when the person is speaking to an audience, but when you're having, let's say, an intellectual argument with the person. That's actually very good way to know someone who's arrogant, would always want to make you feel less of yourself. The person is not confident in what they're saying. They're just actually proving a point to make you know that they are more intellectual than you, rather than proving a point to make you learn. They're actually proving a point to make you see that you are more, or they are more intellectual than you. So I don't know if I'm mistaking it. If you can maybe
You're muted now. Okay. Right. I love that question. Can you hear me though? Yes? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Fantastic. So I love your question. And I've learned.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Kenneth. Brilliant question. I love your question. Ooh, why am I okay. All right. This is what I know. Say what you think and be open to listening to other people. You see, people who don't know a lot, let's put it this way. What you know, you already know. What you don't know is what you should open your heart to learn. Okay? If you like the sound of your voice and every time you want to win an argument, you're only going to be at the level of all that you know. So when I go into an argument, what I've learned to do is not even an argument, into a conversation, especially an intellectual discussion. What I then say is, I say what I know, and I say, oh, and I am willing to hear what you have to say. In fact, let me give you a trick. When you're talking to people and you already say, but let me tell you, people are already on the edge of their seats and they think, oh, you're attacking their idea. It's like negotiation. Say and. Oh, I like what you said, Ekene. That's actually a fantastic way of thinking about it. And this is my thought, not but. But already it releases the energy of we're going now, here we go die. We're fighting on this matter. No. What you know, you say it. What you know, you say it. And allow the other person to say what they think. Do you know that adults have a right to their opinions? Opinions are like backsides. Everybody has one. People don't have to take your opinion. So say what you have to say. Try and use the word and. Almost like I acknowledge your thoughts on this matter, and this is what I think. And leave it there. Because at the end of the day, what's your goal? What's the focus of the conversation? Is it so that you know Bolanle is smart? Or is it so that we banter ideas together? And is a powerful, powerful word when you're having conversations like that. Thank you, Joseph. That's my thought. Ekene, what do you think?
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very, very, very much.
So I'm trusting that everybody leaving here today, not wanting to shove your idea down people's throats, but presenting it in such a way that is compelling, that will make the other person listen without trampling on their person. Okay. Arrogance is bringing others down. Smart people want to know. Let me tell you how you know the smartest person in the room. They ask questions because they want to know more. People who talk without wanting to hear other people's thinking, I'm not sure. That's my thought. Guys, ask your questions. You have 10 minutes more with me, and I go on to my next thing. Thank you. That's a great question, Ekene. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Does anybody have any other questions? If you have any other questions, please, you can ask your questions now. And while you do that, please endeavor to fill feedback form and the thank you card. Thank you. I have a question.
Okay, because I wanted to make a comment too, and I'd like to say, when we finish the question time, I'd like everybody to give me a line or something that you're taking away from today that will be the muscle that you're going to be working on. Which muscle are you working on? Competence, character, clarity, speaking with brevity, or straight to the point? Adiza, please go for it. Ask your question.
All right. You said that it's important to ask questions, right? But my question is, what if you don't have a question to ask? Is it important that you say something, or can you just be quiet? Like, must you say something?
No, I think that's important also, that you don't just speak for the sake of talking, but make sure that you're engaging. And make sure that you are not asking questions because you're afraid. So I'm married to a very quiet man, but when my husband opens his mouth, it's a lot of wisdom. And people want to listen to him. So there's got to be a balance there. If you don't have a question, it's okay. It's fine. But make sure that you're engaging and ensure that it is not fear that is stopping you. Another thing I'd like to quickly mention, if you're somebody who talks a lot and you have a lot of things in your mind, like me, I think in my head and I talk whilst I'm thinking, yeah? You could write it down. Make sure what you want to ask. Have a notebook or your phone. Note it down and ask. If you don't have a question, that's also fine. But do not disengage, especially if you're in a room where decisions are being made. Ladies and gentlemen, your show up is critical. Be there. You can show up quietly but powerfully. You are engaging, you are nodding your head, you are thinking, you are noting. You're not just there looking like you're a wet cat and they threw you here and we're not sure why you are here. No. Engage. You don't have to engage by talking, but be fully present. It matters. And if you have a question, it's a distinguishing factor. Do you know that people will note you if you make a comment, a sensible one, you ask a question. Don't just be in the background. Sometimes it distinguishes you. I won't lie to you. But don't talk just for the sake of talking. I hope I answered you clearly, Adiza.
Yes, you did. Thank you so much. Yeah, so everybody can go ahead and say one thing that they learned from this and one thing that they will take away from the session.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I'm not using the Zoom app, so I really
We're
cannot
not saying
use.
sorry, Ekene. We're not saying sorry.
Okay. What's going with this whole was the last thing you said, using the word and instead of but. I'm going with that. It seems like we actually have something in common. I also have a question. But let me just quickly say this first. I'm picking out this word, the last thing you said, like I said, I'm going with this word. When I'm interacting with someone, maybe we're having an intellectual argument, I'll begin to use the word and instead of but. So the person does not feel attacked. Thank you very much for that. And now my question goes thus. I'm a public speaker. I went to speak about a certain topic somewhere. And after speaking, I opened the floor for questions and contribution. But the questions that are coming in are now looking like an attack to my speech. What do I do?
Don't feel attacked. It's a mind thing. It's their opinion. And then you go, oh, okay. I always use the word, oh, that's very interesting. Let me tell you, once you tell people that's interesting, they already think you're on their side. Oh, that's actually an interesting observation. And this is what I think about that. Oh, okay. Oh, I've never thought about it from that angle. Oh, that's an interesting angle that you're thinking about this from. You make them feel like, oh, you are thinking about it with them without you feeling attacked. No, don't take any personal. Don't feel attacked. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Shalani.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I want to speak on some of my take-homes for today. And it's really interesting. I learned that my posture in an environment, maybe where I'm opportune to speak, is very important, and it determines to an extent the success of the presentation.
Absolutely.
I've also learned, like the previous speaker rightly said, that saying but when I have an intellectual conversation with somebody would mean that I disagree with the person and puts me on the edge. So I've learned to say and in expressing my view and my opinion. I've also learned that my demeanor could affect the other person negatively. So I need to be conscious of my non-verbal communication because it goes a long way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tolani. Fantastic. Well done. Agnes, thank you. Agnes?
Okay, thank you so much. I'll be taking away a lot, really. You know that point where you spoke about, when you're trying to interact with what or engage with something someone has said and you're using and instead of but. I think that's one thing that is very vital that I think I'm already doing that. Instead of just saying, okay, but you are like, I think that this thing this person said is really valid. I think it's really valid. And I also think this, rather than saying but and then try to invalidate what the person has said. So you see people nodding. You see people nodding and saying, oh, okay, she agrees with me as well. So that is one thing that I think I'd want to cement further going forward when it comes to conversations. And one thing that for me I would want to ask is, I'm someone who I want to say I'm opinionated, but I'm someone who, I like to, I'm expressive. I'm someone who's expressive. So when I enter a room, I have something to say. I try to say it. But I was not always like that. I grew up very quiet. So this is me trying to say, no, you have to say something. You cannot just be quiet. But I think that I'm getting to a point where people are like, okay, it's looking like you are now the person having a conversation with the facilitator and taking over the class. When in my head, I'm thinking that I have certain questions in my head and I want it to be straightened out. And it now feels like the facilitator is like, okay, oh yes, this is actually interesting. I think this, and then everybody's like, okay. So I want to be able to, get maybe a balance where I'm able to say, okay, maybe let just not be that person who everybody's like, she has come again. Thank you.
So thank you for that. And what I'll say to that is read your room. Ask your questions, read your room. Okay? And then you could say, ma'am, can I engage with you a bit further, like afterwards? Because now you're creating space for everybody else. So don't go from extreme to extreme. Don't go, oh, I never say anything, and then, oh, I say too much. Ask your questions and read your room. And go back and say, ma'am, can I engage with you a bit further afterwards? Or in fact, that's what, can I tell you, if you go to a thing, ladies and gentlemen, get contacts, your facilitator, your public speaker, the keynote speaker. If they give you their card, send an email immediately. Hi, it was nice meeting you at social conference. I'd love to engage with me further. Thank you for your time. Shikena. Do you understand? That's the house I'm loving to come out now. That's it. And then you engage with them further. But don't go, oh, I don't want to say anything because people have said. Read your room. If you feel that way, give other people a chance. But don't keep quiet. Let your voice be heard. Does that make sense, Agnes?
Oh, yes, it does. Thank you.
Welcome. You're welcome. All right. Thank you, everyone. I've enjoyed being here. Thank you, Adiza and Wave organization for having me. It's been awesome. Thank you. And I wish everybody here the very best in your endeavors and in all that you do. And may God bless and keep you. Well done and thank you.
Thank you so much, ma.
Thank you. So before we end the session,
Thank
there
you so
were a
much.
few people that were really interactive. So we have a little something for you. So if you could just send your if you could just maybe put your phone number in chat box so we can get it across to you. So there's Omotolani Joshua, Godwin Owen, Jane, Josephine Samuel, and Ekene. So yeah, I think those people were we can agree that those people were very in tune with this whole session and we're very grateful. And yeah, I think we've come to the end of the session. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. We really appreciate you for staying true to the end. And also, please, before you leave, don't forget to fill the feedback form. Just so, and also the thank you card, just so we can tell Bolani thank you, because she has really poured into us today. So if you can just fill the form and say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, we've come to the end of the session, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And yeah, this is me giving everybody back their time. So thank you and have a wonderful day. Okay, yeah, Goodness interacted too. Okay, so Goodness, you can send your phone number to. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Bye. Please don't forget to put the network, your network provider, please. Thank you. So yeah, thank you. You can leave now if you're done. Thank you. Please fill the forms. Thank you.
Please, can you resend the thank you link?
All right, I'll do that.
I think the other people that are still on the call, maybe they have left their device.
Hello, good day. Please, I want to ask a question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry, my network has been giving me issues, so just be kicking me off. First of all, I want to say thank you for this impactful session on Mrs. My question is, there are most cases where you have prepared for an interview or prepared for a presentation. Within yourself, you feel that self-assurance, you feel that confidence that you're to a satisfied level. But on reaching there, you find yourself missing around. So how do you discover yourself and then address that before reaching the event? Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't get you. You were really low. Sorry. Please, can you repeat? Can you hear me?